Hello, my name is Noah Wheeler. I am a senior at Florida State University. I am studying risk management and insurance. This summer I had the opportunity to intern with Burns & Wilcox. Burns & Wilcox is a very accomplished wholesale insurance brokerage. They work in an area of insurance called specialty surplus lines insurance. This is when they write policy, or agencies reach out to us to write policies for them that they can't write without too high rates. So Burns & Wilcox has specialty policies and contracts from other companies that they use to write policies. So for example, if a house is in South Florida and it's for property, an example, and it's very old and they can't get good insurance without paying extremely high rates, and the agency is looking for help to get those rates lower, they'll reach out to us who have the specialty surplus line rates, and we will write it and quote it for them. So we are dealing with agencies. We don't deal directly with customers at all. We deal with commercial agencies. My title as the intern was an underwriter assistant. At the beginning, it was a lot of onboarding and learning about the company, the usual videos about the company, tutorials, the whole 9 yards. And there was a lot of screen sharing, phone calls, and luckily we have the ability to do screen share technology, so people will share their screen with me, and I'll watch them do it, and I'll share mine and do it, and it was actually really smooth for training purposes, and it went a lot better than expected, which is good, because with the whole COVID thing and working from home, I wasn't quite sure how that was going to go. So my first tasks were logging submissions. This is just logging new business submissions onto the website that they use or the software that they use. And so companies will submit new business submissions that they'd want to write, and I would enter them into a software called Concept One, and then move them to a different software that we used. And that's something they said that they do for all new employees, just to get them more familiar with the system and the language and everything. This was good to get a good look at, just how everything looks with the policies, the applications, and everything. It was a good start for sure. So after my first week, I was assigned to an underwriting team. I was on my boss Ken Brooks's team, who does mainly property insurance. So I was his assistant for the summer, and I would do what we call maps in insurance. And this is where I will take the address from the said application and get the crime rates, go on maps and measure the distance to the beach, take pictures of the roof, the building, everything, and put that into the system so that when he goes to quote the policy, those notes that I entered are already there, and it saves him a lot of time. Just makes it a lot easier on him, and I found that very interesting, just seeing all the different properties and businesses and everything. So I did and still do a lot of work in what we call binder processing. This is where people will send bind requests, or agencies will send bind requests for us. So after everything's quoted, they say, we're going to go ahead with the policy. Please bind effective said date, and they'll send the email, and I'll take that email and the documents and put it in the system and organize it around nicely and get it ready for Resource Pro, which is a in-house company that we use to do binder and invoices. And then once the binder and invoices are complete, we send those back to the agent, and then they send that to their client, and they're bound in for a year over that policy, and they're insured and good to go. My goal was to learn as much as possible, and I definitely think I achieved that goal. This has been a great experience. I've learned so much, and Learning stuff from school and memorizing it for a test only goes so far. Once you really see it in person and how it works, it really begins to be set in stone. The highlight of my experience has just been the business social experience. In the intern program, we had weekly conversations with executives of the company, very high up people. It taught me a lot about public speaking and being more comfortable speaking in front of a crowd and talking to people of higher positions and a formal business environment. And I really enjoyed learning as much as possible because obviously they have done something right if they're in that position. And that's something that can't be taught. That's just strictly experience. Same with the emails back and forth to coworkers and clients and whatnot. One challenge was just being at home and being by myself. Learning things on your own can always be stressful at times, and not having people there to explain it in person or point things out to help you. You have to call someone or message someone or email them, and it's just a little more stressful when you're by yourself. You don't have the reassurance and social interaction of others. But one way I'm overcoming that is just by not being afraid to ask questions and always reaching out when I need something, and knowing that it's okay not to know how to do everything, and just working as hard as possible. The most valuable thing I learned was just that I want to be in this industry, insurance, but as well as the surplus lines insurance industry. Not a lot of people know about it, and I feel blessed to have found it early in my career. I'd like to stick with that. I have not received a job offer from this company yet, but I have a week and a half more of work, so we'll see how that goes. But all in all, I am way better off than I was before interning for this company, and I would recommend this to all of my friends in insurance or finance or anything to do this insurance program. It's great people. I was treated well, and I had a great time. Everyone was very nice and helpful and inclusive of the intern and all the other interns. And all in all, it was a great experience, and I'm glad that I worked here. Thank you.